Hi everyone, it's Jill Lancet, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia, and I'm actually in Greystanes. Now, you can see the two catalogues that we've got happening here. This one is live on the 6th of September, and today is the 30th, so not long now. I can only show you the front cover and the back cover. But yeah, that will be live soon enough. Now, the other catalogue is our current annual catalogue, and this is current until April 2024, so yeah, there's no hurry there. Now, I've got some things I just want to tell you about first. Here is my online store if you'd like to shop with me and you are in Australia. This is my online store here. If you need to contact me, that is my email address. Feel free to ask questions. The August host code ends on the 31st, which is tomorrow. So if you're placing an order today, please use that. If not, there'll be a brand new one on Thursday. No, Friday. Today's Wednesday. Okay, now also ending tomorrow is the kits collection sale. Now they're up to 30% off, so if you're interested in the kits, get them while you can at the discounted price. And also tomorrow will be the last day that you can use or redeem your bonus day vouchers. So if you haven't used them, unfortunately, if you don't use them by tomorrow, they will be no good after that. Sad but true. Okay, now I'm going to make a card. I think it was Rachel Tessman, who's an American Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, do this particular type of thing. I've tweaked it. I don't know what her measurements were. I just played around with it and came up with my own measurements. But we're going to use a few products from the annual catalogue, and the first thing we're going to show you, this is just in page order, is the iridescent pastel gems, and it's these ones here, and they're on page 140 in the annual catalogue. They are Calypso Coral, Balmy Blue and Gold. And they're faceted gems, so they're lovely. You'll get a closer look at those in a minute. I'm still on the Countryside Corner dies. I'm using those again. They're very, very versatile. This shows you what's in there. And I'm also using this die set here called Wanted to Say. Now, it's on 167. And this is a handy little die to have, and I will show you that in just a moment. So we'll get started, and I'll show you the items that we're using today. Here is the Wanted to Say dies. It's got shadow dies. I've taken some out, obviously. It's got the wording and the shadows, and then it's got some little elements that you can add to whatever it is you're creating. So we're using that today. We're just using Happy Birthday and the shadow one. I'm using these papers, and these are, oh, I forgot to tell you about those, didn't I? These papers are, just bear with me while I find them for a start. I forgot all about them. Inked Botanicals. It's on page 94, 95, and it's these beautiful papers here. I did not buy the stamp set. I may still. It comes with a punch in a bundle. Well, actually it's 2 punches in the bundle, but the stamps are beautiful. But I'm using the papers today, and That's these ones here, and they're 6 by 6, and there's some beautiful, beautiful designs and colours there. So I'm just using a couple of designs from that, so I can pop that out of the way. And I'll show you what I've done. It's a little pop-up card. Now that will lay flat in the envelope like that, as you can see, I hope. And then when you take it out, it pops up. Now it's not on dimensionals, and I'm going to show you how we made those. So there's nothing inside this one. This is the prototype, and generally speaking I don't usually put things inside them, but I want to show you how I made these little mechanisms. Now I'm sure you can see that there, and they just flatten and expand. So I'm going to show you how I did that, and this is where I did a bit of creative tweakage, for want of a better word. So I found that if I had a piece of cardstock that was 5 inches by 4 1/4, I could get 2 columns of these out. Now you need to score them before you slice them up, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Now you might want to just scroll back and have a look at this. The measurements I will leave there, and hopefully you'll still be able to see this. So I've already done half of it. Now this pencil line here, I put this pencil line down there so I would know they start at 2.5 inches, and we're going to slice them this way. But I'm going to show you how I've scored this. So if you're using a 5 by 4 1/4, that's what this happens to be, you'll get twice as many out. So if you're going to go to all the trouble of doing this, you might as well get twice as many. So let's just get this out of the way. So here is my 5-inch side, and I'm putting it in this the paper trimmer, and I'm putting it in, it's 5, okay? Now I've already done this side, so once you get to the middle part, you're going to just continue on, and you will get 2. So I've gone to 4.5, I've scored that. Then I've gone to 4 1/4 and scored that. Then I've gone to 4, then 3.5, 3 1/4, 3, and then 2.5, which is this line here. Gosh, I hope you can see that. So now I'm going to continue on. So I'm at 2.5. I'm at 2.5. So I want to move this along to 2 and score it. I've done this one. Then I'm going to move it to 1 3/4. So 1 3/4. And I'm scoring, not cutting. So I'm giving that a really good score. Then 1 1/2. 1 1/2. Let me just move my little garbage bin. So I'm on 1 1/2, and I'm scoring. Then I'm on to 1. Then 3/4 of an inch. And then 1/2 an inch. And that is 1/2 an inch there. Now, I'll show you what all this means. So I've drawn a line down there because I have made two separate lots of our little mechanisms. And I'm actually going to create the rest of them for you now. So before I do anything else, I put some tear and tape. Now I only put it on the half inch measurement. So effectively for each one you've got half, quarter, quarter, half, quarter, quarter, half. So if you remember that, half, quarter, quarter, half, quarter, quarter, half, that is our middle one. So I'm going to cut that just to avoid confusion. And I'll just do one side. But you could cut them in your longer lengths before you cut them in half. But I'm going to just cut that just to stop the confusion. So I've got two of each. Oh, that's a bit raggedy. Doesn't matter, this is going on the back. Okay, so let's pretend I've just got one. So I've got half, quarter, quarter, half, quarter, quarter, half. And I'm talking about the scoring. Now, I hope you can see that. Now, I'm going to put some tear and tape on the half inch spaces only. And they're all on the same side. So you don't have, there's no confusion. You just go straight down the half inch lengths. Straight down the half inch lengths. Very, very sticky. Very strong. And down the middle one. So there are 3 half inch panels. And you're putting it down the center of each of those. And then I'll show you what, this will all become as perfectly clear as mud in about 2 minutes flat. And I'll go through it again. Okay. So the original piece is 2.5 inches by whatever. 2.5 inches. Then you're going to score it 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, and there you have it. Now we're going to put tear and tape down each length of the 1/2 inch panels, which is where we're up to now. And now I can cut them into strips this way, and they will all be already scored, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to do them in 1 centimetre strips. I'm going to do some in 1/2 centimetre strips. And they are going to act as our little springs. So I've already predetermined the narrowest size to fit on the back of the items that I want. So I'm just doing a couple, 1/2 centimetre and a few at 1 centimetre. Now, you can just do this, cut this all the way. I'm not going to cut it all, but you can cut this and just keep these in a container for when you need them, if you can pick them up. Okay, now I'll show you what I'm going to do with them, okay? This will, as I said, this will all become perfectly clear in a very short space of time. Okay, now I would have continued cutting, but just for time constraints, no. So we need to make them into little springs like this. Now, they've already got the tear and tape on them. So the first thing I want you to do is to, just with your snips, where I had done the pencil line, I'm just going to snip that off, just a little bit. And I'm going to do that on all of them. I could have done that when I first cut them, but I just wanted to show you the reason behind it. And it sounds like we're getting a storm out here, so yeah, might eventuate to absolutely nothing, or we might get some rain. So I've just snipped off that, and the reason I'm doing this is so that they fit. Now I'm going to do it with the bigger one first. Now all of the tear and tape is on one side. So this is the center of our little thing. I'm going to do it sideways. So I'm going to fold that in, then out, then in again, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Fold that in, then out, then in again. Now, the one side is now shorter than the other side, so it is going to be on the inside, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Just going to peel back our tear and tape and fit that inside that other one. So I'm going to do it on the side so you can see, I hope. So that just fits in there now. And that's our mechanism. Now we've already got our tear and tape on this side, and we've already got it on this side as well as the side that we've stuck together. Now I can feel a little bit of tear and tape, so I'm just going to cut that off. I'll do it again. We've got our 1/2 inch score, 1/4 inch score, 1/4 inch score, 1/2 inch score, 1/4 inch score, 1/4 inch score. We've trimmed off one little 1/2 inch end just to trim it off to make it smaller. We're going to fold in, out, and in. So you've got an M, and on this side we're doing exactly the same thing. And then determine which is the side that you trimmed, and it is going to be stuck on the inside of our little tab. And I hope you can see that. And that's what it is. That's all the mechanism is. I will try and put the sizes and the score lines in the description, so you will have something to refer back to. Now these little ones are going to be a bit trickier for obvious reasons, but they fold in exactly the same way, just like that. And I hope you can see that. And I'm just going to, now you need to have a tear and tape on both ends, because that's what we're going to adhere it to the card with. So I'm just going to fold that in on itself, and there we have our little mechanism. Now I need a few of these, so I'm going to continue on. I need 2 of the big ones, or I think I need 4 of the big ones. So making an M or a W and doing the same on the other side. Find the edge that you trimmed, take the tear and tape from that, and then pop that on the inside of our little spring. So we've got 2 large ones, we've got a small one, nope, we've got 3 large ones. And I'm just going to continue on. Feel free to fast forward this if you've already got it. Now, as I said, Rachel Tessman is where I saw this. So if my explanation or sizing is not to your country or satisfaction, please go and have a look at Rachel Tessman's. I don't know what she called them though. I'm sorry, I'm not much help. But there we go. I'm nearly finished. Nearly finished. This is the fiddliest part of this card. I promise. I promise. I promise. And when I've got all these, I'll just pop them aside and we'll get on with the card, okay? So we're folding, 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 folding. So if you put the tear and tape all on the same side, you won't be confused. And when you're finished, you haven't got to put these fiddly little bits of tear and tape on these tiny little pieces. So this is the last one, and I promise we'll get onto this card. I've done a whole lot of it. I've done some die cutting and stuff like that because I knew this bit would be a bit time consuming and a bit fiddly, and yeah, you may need to slow this down and replay it. So there we go. Just taking that off, and then we're done. Now, if you can just spend a bit of time and make a whole pile of these, have them already in spring form, that will save you some time when you want to create. So I'm just going to pop those in here while I get the rest of it done, and I will put those in the details. But by doing it at 5 inches, I've now got another strip ready to go to cut up, and yeah. So let's have a look and see what we've got here. So this was the first card, well, the prototype, and I'm going to embellish on this. So I'm going to do a couple more layers. Now here are the dies that I used. I used the largest one for the black layer. I used this one, where is it? This one for, I think it's the next size down, for 1 DSP. They go down in size, so if you start at the outside, you will find the correct sizes. Now, I decided to add another black border, and I just wanted a very small border. So what I've done is I've traced around the die, around the outside edge. You'll see that the cutting edge is in the center there. Well, I've traced around the outside, and what it does is it gives us a very small black border. So they're the 3 sizes of the dies. I've cut out already. I cut out a whole pile, and I put some adhesive on the back. So they're in my little box of tricks for future use. But here's one. This is the shadow part of the die. And I have, where are they? I have cut out the words in white. Now, I put some of the adhesive, the double-sided adhesive paper on the words, but not on the shadow, because I'm going to pop the shadow part up. So let's get this going now. So I cut out a piece of DSP, and it is 13.8 by 9.5. This one I left plain, but I'm building up. I'm just building up on this one. I'm just stepping it up a little bit. So that is our first layer. So I can glue that on. And just make sure it's directional. So just make sure you check if there is a direction to your paper when you're attaching that. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the thunder that's been rumbling around since I started. Okay, so I've got my DSP there, and it's a quite a lovely bright orange colour. Now the next layer I'm putting on is this one. Now you'll see there's a really nice little border around this, and it is going to make it stand out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this double-sided adhesive and use it. Why not? And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive just on the edges where there is none. There we go. I mean, you could do that with all your layers if you wanted to. So now I'm just going to check the border on this. Bear with me for a minute. So I think it's about 1/2 centimetre all the way around. Now I'm not exactly right on top of this, so I hope that's right. Oh, that looks pretty good. Yep, I'm happy with that. So the next layer is this layer. And I'm just gluing that straight on there. And these are all from the same pack, so they are going to coordinate. They're going to coordinate beautifully, actually. So you can pick and choose which papers you want. Now notice that beautiful border all the way around. Okay, now we're going to build the platforms that will be on the springs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this wording on here. Now if I had my take your pick tool, this would be a bit better, but you know that thing goes missing more times than not. But it's very easy to peel that off. What did I do with my little garbage tin? Oh, there it is, I had to move it. So try not to stretch these as you're putting them back on. Now, you can see there's a bit of an outline around where the die has created that. So if you follow that, before you actually press that down, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Now I did this in black and white to tie in the black and the white. And now we'll just do it with the happy. And there's a little bit there. I think I discovered the other day that they are called chads. They are called chads, and the dot on the I is called a tittle. And the only reason I know that is we had it at trivia last week, exactly last week, last Wednesday night. Okay, so there is my beautiful happy birthday. Now I want to continue building this, so I'm just going to glue this onto here, onto the black. And there's a very, very small border, and this was cut by hand. So there's probably going to be a few discrepancies in here, but it's a handmade card. So now I'm going to assemble the our little bits and pieces, our little springs. So I'm going to pull them all out again and just see what I need. Where's the skinny ones? Got some skinny ones. There's another one. Okay, so the reason I cut these so skinny at 1/2 centimetre is because I want to put these on the back of the happy birthday. And as you can see, they need to be quite skinny in order to fit on there. So I need 4. So this is where putting the tear and tape on now, you could of course just glue this on, but if you're putting tear and tape or whatever, you might as well go the rest of the way. So I'm just putting it on one side. I'm leaving this one on there for the minute. Now I can put it this way so that it supports the whole H, or I can put it this way, which is the way I'm going to put it. And they are literally like little springs. Now Rachel Tessman did about 3 or 4 layers, and it was quite prominent. It stuck out quite well, but I just wanted to do 2, and I wanted to see if I could do it on the wording from that fabulous die set, which is called Wanted to Say. It's got some good good sayings in it. So I'm going to put one there, and our last little one, I'm going to put on this end here. Now I love the fact that they go flat, well, pretty much flat, and then jump up. So that is now going on to here, and I'm going to peel these off. So this has actually been a bit of a time saver putting this on, even though it was a bit of a pain or a little bit of extra effort. Now it's come down to the fact that it is actually quite useful that it's already on there. But again, you could just use glue if you wanted to. Now glue might be the go if you want a bit of wiggle room. Now don't forget, this is going to stick. And remember, directional paper, you need a direction. Now you can tilt this if you want to, and I may well do that, just so that I don't have to stress about getting it straight. So I'm just dropping it on there, and then I'm going to press it down, and it's done. Look, it's on there. It's on there now. And I'm going to do the same with this onto there. So bear with me while I do this again. And I really probably only need 2 on this, even on this big one. So I'll put one there. And I'll put one on this end. Now, if you were doing any more than, say, 2 layers, you wouldn't want these to be in the same place as these, because when it closes, you're going to have double the thickness behind it, if that makes any sense. So I've staggered the little springs so that there's not a spring directly behind another spring. Now, if you wanted to put a 3rd layer on there, then by all, make sure that you stagger them again. So, but I'm only putting these 2 layers on. So I'm going to peel this off now, and we're going to put that on. And the card's pretty much done then. You can do whatever you like inside of it. Now I'm just going to hold this up so that I know where I'm putting this, because it's very tricky when you're not right above it. So there we go. It fits in an envelope. It stands out very, very quite proud from the actual back of the card. But I thought I might dress it up with some of these gorgeous iridescent pastel gems. And I'm going to use the Calypso Coral. It's been a long day, folks. So yeah, I thought I might just put a couple on here. Maybe one there, a small one there, and another big one, I think. Put a big one over here. I'll just pop that over there. And that's our card. And once you've made all of these little things, this is why I'm saying make a whole pile of them and keep them all ready to go. Now the cardstock has a memory, and it will find that elasticity, for want of a better word. And when that goes in the envelope, that is going to go flat until they pop it out, and then you've got this gorgeous, gorgeous three-dimensional card. Now you possibly could have put one or two more on there, but I don't know. I like it. I like it the way it is. So there's our original card, and there's our stepped up card. So just let me know in the comments which one you think you might have a go at. Is that too much trouble doing the extra layer? Or are you quite happy to do it as opposed to just that single layer? Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget, tomorrow is the last day for those options for the kit sale and to redeem your bonus day coupons. So I hope you have the rest of your Wednesday evening is a lovely one, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now. Thank you.